Howdy and aloha, this is James. It's 9/4/2017. This is basically a test pilot for my show that I'm going to be bringing some information and insight and maybe some opinion and a little perspective on kind of what's going on throughout the mainstream, maybe not the mainstream media that much, but independent news and a little bit of whatever I can gather on social media, whether it be Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, or just searching on certain sites throughout doing my due diligence and checking and searching. Check me out on Twitter at Jabberjaw101. Check me out on Facebook at Jim K. Young. And you can check out Monotalk on Facebook as well. It's really simple. My goal is for the planet, saving her and all of its inhabitants. When it comes down to the brass tacks of what I'm doing, I'm basically just trying to get people to think in a direction to save this beautiful yet still very providing planet that we are on, and all of its inhabitants, from an amoeba to a fucking whale. And yes, there will be cursing and stuff like that. So today I'd just like to start off with celebrating and being proud of and acknowledging Labor Day. And Labor Day, to me, is a place where a lot of people sacrificed a lot of their time, their effort, and some their lives so that we could have weekends, we could have overtime, we can have medical pay, we can have paid holidays, and just a better working environment for those that were slaves basically for thousands and thousands of years, until we finally developed groups like labor unions and unions to come together to collectively bargain so that they could in turn get with their slave owners and say, hey, we are going to unite and stand together and not going to the factory or the field or the office today or the store because you want us to do this too much, or you're not paying us enough, or this is just insanity, I can't fucking work here anymore, you guys are just fucking crazy ass fascists or whatever. Anyway, okay, so it's real simple. There are so many people out there that still have rights that have been taken away in regards to their workers' rights. There's a lot of people out there that are still fighting to gain rights for themselves. There are still a lot of people out there that don't have work, that wish they could fight for their job. It's just really insane. But what's really crazy to me, and what I've recently noticed is, and I think it's Zune Politics, Zuliger, I keep forgetting her name, but it's Zune, the Zune Politicon. Really cool. She brought up something the other day, actually I think it was yesterday, in regards to Maine state union members voting for right to work. These are union members standing in solidarity against their own solidarity, in my professional opinion and from my perspective. It's kind of sad because we now have union members in a state that are pushing for right to work, which, if you really know what right to work is, it means that you have no rights while you're working, and all the rights go to your master or your CEO or your president of the company and the shareholders. It does not go to you. They treat you like shit. This has been happening in so many different states, especially in the South and on the East Coast, and now it's starting to linger, further towards the West, and hopefully it won't get that far if we get the right people in office, but I'll get to that pretty soon. Okay, the other big issue is Walmart, and Jimmy Dore brought this up, because I always bring up Jimmy Dore, H.A. Goodman, Debbie's from the same politician, same progressive, sorry, I bring up Steve Groundbine from Real Progressive. I definitely bring up the Humanist Report. What the guy's name? I always forget his name, but you can look it up, the Humanist Report. And there's a few others. Caitlin Johnston, definitely Jamal Thomas, Nico House, and Tim Black, which still he needs to settle up his little thing that he did with a partner of his just a little while ago. I wish they just fixed that. Anyway, so Walmart creates this disgusting and pathetic yet insidious video to their workers about anti-labor, about not joining labor. Now, I used to work for Home Depot, and they did the same thing as well. They actually, when you join Home Depot, they make you watch this video. Don't talk to anybody in the union. Don't take anything. Don't sign anything. Don't converse with anybody. You know, they don't say you'll be threatened for it. They don't say you'll lose your job for it. But if they find out about it, they're going to come after you. There's no, you're labeled. You become a target. So what's sad is that you have companies like this that do not want you to come together in a group to give you and your fellow employees better working conditions. Maybe a little more pay. Maybe getting full-time instead of what Walmart does, is where they hire everybody at part-time. They don't provide any benefits. They pay you like shit. Then you end up on Medi-Cal. You have to use food stamps to subsidize for the rest of the money you're not making or can afford, because you have to pay all your money to get to work for gas or transportation and to eat just to get there. It's just a terrible and insidious process. And in all actuality, we really need to find those legislators, those judiciaries, when you're filling out when you're in the booth voting. Who are those executives, mayors, governors, presidents, that really want to bring back small business, that want to bring back not Dumbocrat and Republican small businesses, which are just giant lobbying bodies, or big pharma, etc., big fracking, big nuclear, big Silicon Valley. I'm talking about small business, the little flower shop, the donut shop, the guy that has a little shoe shop around the corner, the person that sells little things and provides small little services for people so they can make a decent wage. Of course, these little companies want to become larger companies, but some of them just like to make a living, and they're happy with getting to work. And there's actually a guy down the street that sells water, because our water sucks so bad, nobody wants to drink it, and the guy makes a fucking shit ton of money. I kind of calculated how many people come in there, and the guy just sells water, especially now that it's been hot in Southern California. By the way, I'm talking to you from Southern California. But this guy sells water, and I kind of just, as I was waiting for something else, kind of eating lunch, I was watching this guy, and all the people that were going in, and he was probably doing about 100... No, sorry. He was. I calculated. Okay, so quarter a gallon. He was probably doing about $10 every 5 minutes, at least. So do the math. He's open 7, 8, 9 hours a day. So the guy was doing pretty good. But sadly, it's because our own water, and if you've looked at what's in our own water, is disgusting. Okay, back to Walmart. And back to the Labor Day. So we have all these people that sacrificed their lives. They did all these things for us. They just didn't want to, not just for themselves. They knew that what they were doing was going to lay the foundation for us in the future, so that we could have today off, so we could have our holidays off, Christmas off, Thanksgiving off. I think that Halloween should always be on the last Friday, and I think Christmas should always be on the last Thursday. Yeah, so we can have Friday off. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Anyway, so now you have these large corporations and these large companies that do not want to be unionized, or want people to start thinking collectively for themselves. This is like the same model that happens with us, as we don't think for ourselves. If you don't unionize, and this is important, if we don't unionize as a collective body against the two-party oligarchy, the Democrats and the Republicans, and come together some way, shape, or form and just say, you know what, we need better infrastructure. You know what, we all need single payer or universal health care or Medicare for all. We all need to have guaranteed labor. We should all have UBI, universal basic income. You know, maybe we should all have get our money out of the military industrial complex and these 8 or thousands of bases that we have all over the world, and stop making these stupid jet planes that do nothing for 30 or 40 billion dollars, and bring that money back to our schools, you know, to educate our kids, to provide daycare and provide education at a community college level. That's fine. You know, let the kids that are doing the school and the sports and the activities, you know, like gymnastics or band or whatever they're doing, or mathematical clubs or whatever, to get those scholarships. That's fine. You know, but have the ability for us as a nation to become smarter and healthier. As a United States, to become smarter, healthier, stronger. Okay, I'm going to say it one more time. For the United States voting Republican, all the people that are here, to become smarter, healthier, stronger. That creates and better living conditions and working conditions. You know, this country, and I know that everybody would agree that it is definitely going to shit in a fucking big giant basket, like a giant garbage can. It's just getting worse. Hell in a handbasket, I'll tell you. Okay, so back to Labor Day. I know, sorry I keep going on tangents, but you know, that's me, I'm a jabberjaw. Okay, so the other big thing that I really have a problem with is the Justice League of America. Yes, and I am talking about DC Comics, not Marvel, DC Comics Justice League, and that's Batman, Flash, Aquaman, of course Wonder Woman, Gal Gadot. She's super hot, and then who else? I think Spider. No, not Spider. That's Marvel. And Cyborg. That guy's pretty cool. So all these superheroes are doing these commercials or these plugs for Walmart. They're picking up products for their customers, you know, the products that cost Walmart like 20 cents, and they're giving it to these prospective customers that are coming in that are usually obese or fat and poor and can barely afford what they're getting there. And sorry, that's just the way it is. And they're handing them that product that is going to cost them $3. Okay, so that's really terrible to me. So you have a superhero group, the Justice League, supporting capitalistic, pig, Democratic and Republican supported fucking Walmart. All right, so just to let you know, I don't want to keep it too long, but I'm only going to say this, and I'm always going to, before I leave, I have to tell you this. I am a registered Green. I am a Green voter. If we do not make the Democrats and the Republicans look towards the direction or pay attention to another party, they're never going to change. They're never going to change. They won't. They don't care about you. They've never cared about you. They just care about their donors, their super PACs, their lobbying groups, their big pharma, big oil, big coal, big fracking, big nuclear, you know, their big banks, Wall Street. That's all they care about. And they don't care about you. When you bring in a party that is green, that I am with green, and I'm plugging green. I'm just going to fucking plug green. Because that's the only option we have besides pitchforks and torches marching up the hill. You have got to know this. You must realize this. These two bullies have been around for a long time. They have enormous amounts of fucking capital or money. It's endless. And then you have a party that you think is disorganized, doesn't really make any sense, don't really know much about it, because they don't have any money. They don't take lobbying, donor, big pharma, big bank, big fracking, big nuclear, big pharma money from super PACs or the 1% donors. They entrust in you. Check out the Green Party. It's something that I believe we need to do besides a serious revolution physically, is we need to give this Green Party a really good chance. Check out what their issue is, what they support. From what I hear, they want to go for 17, not 15. By the time 15's implemented, it'll feel like $7 an hour. So they're going for, I think they're going for 17 now. They support everything, single payer, free tuition, get rid of all these fucking wars and start paying and start bringing education back, infrastructure back, you know, high-speed rail, doing things that this nation needs and that the planet needs. More oversight, more regulation on these polluting companies and these polluting factories, and holding the FDA accountable and the CDC accountable. There's so many different things. They believe in getting rid of Citizens United and dumping the McCutcheon versus the FEC. There's so many things that they're in line with, and then some, compared to what's that new thing? Justice Democrats, which is right in line with the Justice League, which is full of shit because they still support fucking Walmart. Okay, but you also have what is that? The People's Party coming together, which honestly Bernie has not even acknowledged. I mean, let that go, bro. Let it go. Dana, whatever your name is, let that go. Okay, again, support independent media, support people like H.A. Goodman, Sane Progressive, Hard Bastard, Zoom Politics, The Humanist Report, Nico House, Tim Black. Somebody you really need to check out and look at, this is super important, is a show called After Hours. Why I didn't fucking plug this earlier, I'm sorry. But After Hours is super, super important. It used to be, and then it turns into sometimes Anything Goes with Eben Kim. E-B as in boy, O-N as in Nancy, space Kim, K-I-M as in Mary. Eben Kim, who hosts this brilliant multi-video chat with anywhere from 8 to 10 to 15 to 20 people in this chat room, and everybody talks in turn about issues, progressives, liberals. You know, we've had some Dumbocrats, we've had some Republicans on there, we've had some, what the hell are those guys' name? The Tommy Knockers, I fucking forget. Anyways, a bunch. We've had all kinds of people on there, and it's good to have discussions. It's good to have these debates. It's good for people to vent and get that information out there. So I highly recommend coming and watching a fantastic video chat room that's on Monday through Saturday, usually. I think we're supposed to have somebody running for Senate or this Thursday, which I think is going to be good. Anyway, come and check us out. It's a lot of fun. Again, it is time for us to make radical change. It is time for us to go after the two-party oligarchy and take them down. How? You've got to bring in a third party. Do you have any other way? Organize, go out and protest, go out and do this, but until you get them to at least look and see that there's a viable threat, nothing's going to happen. They need to know that another party is coming in, because there's only 2 countries in the world or on this planet that have a 2-party system. 2. The United States of America and Malta. That's disgusting. That is pathetic, and that's wrong. Okay, please understand, it's got to change. We've got to bring in a third party. We've got to have a round table and get this nation back on track to where it should be. I'm not talking about taking it back. I want you to keep your guns. I want you to be safe with them. I want you to keep your religion. I want you to be cool with that. I want you to take care of your families. I want your kids to grow up. I want to see you at the football game. I want to see you at the baseball game. I want to cheer with you when you're cheering for your professional football team or your basketball team or your baseball team or your soccer or your rugby team or whatever, which I like rugby. But we can get back to what we need to be, and that's a country that strives to lead the way with our minds, not with our finances and our greed, with our technology and not with our abusive nature and our controlling habitual natures that we've had with forming all these terrorist groups out there with the money that we've created. It's insane. We've got to stop it. Anyway, I'm going to get off. Why do I feel like I'm in a rush? Whew, I need to slow down. Anyway, okay, so this is Jim. Or you can call me Chase. I always say Jim, James, Jimbo, whatever. This is James with Monotalk. I want to thank you guys all for coming on and listening to me rant or rave or whatever. But the biggest thing is, people, we've got to go third party. That is going to bring the most radical change that can happen. Okay? I'm just saying right now, we've got to go third party. Thank you all for listening. Have a wonderful day. Enjoy. Aloha no ka'ako ka'ako, you know. I think that means something like, thank you very much. Have a wonderful day. Talk to you soon in Hawaiian. And I'll see you guys all soon. Bye-bye.